welcome to the second part of the masterclass on spiccato. So now we are going to continue with flying spiccato. You've probably heard about this or you have seen it. It's when you hit hard on the tip of your bow and then it's basically you're doing circles up, up, up. And it's coming again from the same basic spiccato that I talked about in my previous video, so watch that one if you haven't. And just a quick recap, it was about just throwing the bow, find the contact point and get this sound that is very compact, very thick sound. You probably played some pieces, for example Paganini's 24 Caprice. You can play it like this, you can also play it on the lower part. I've seen many people playing it here. The important one that I want to talk about is the passive and active spiccato. So the passive one will be and the active one will be I don't know if you can hear the difference, even see the difference. So when I'm playing the active one, I'm using my arm, so my forearm and upper arm, a little bit upper arm I think, but mostly forearm are working actively to produce this impulse on every stroke. So so that's the active one. And when you play only on impulse, you just throw the bow and then let it jump and use a little bit of the wrist, then you're having the passive one, which is on impulse. So sounds also a little bit softer, I think. Then we have heavy and light spiccato. So the heavy one is the one that you use on the lower part of your bow. So basically I'm using quite much of my upper arm and back, like activating my back, and also trying to have a very good contact point. So you can use it, for example, in Mozart's Fourth Concerto. That can be used quite heavy. So it's quite little of fingers and wrist here, and most arm, and I imagine that the stroke is like doing this banana stroke, as I'm using this expression to my younger students. So make sure that you're doing also this horizontal movement. So we had the vertical, which was like, that was the V shape, but horizontal is more like moving down. So you can also use the lighter spiccato on the same piece, actually, but then we move a little towards the middle of the bow. So I'm tilting my bow and then moving a little bit more to the middle. Also, now I'm activating more of my forearm and not so much upper arm. So much lighter. also coming from the same bass that we talked about, so next spiccato, which is also very useful, is the fast spiccato that you play on the lower part of the bow. And usually we play that in romantic music because you want this heaviness of the sound, so a very fast movement of the forearm and very loose fingers and almost no upper arm, because this movement is too big for the fast spiccato. So try to play it slow first, so you can feel where is the movement. So and then I think the second element is the flapping, as I said in my previous video, flapping of the wrist, this one. So without that you probably get very stiff movements, so you have to use a small percentage of this movement as well. So try to really do a very big movement of the wrist, like big flapping, so you can just feel the movement. So and then you can like minimize it, tighten everything here, and just very fast forearm and a little bit of wrist. So next thing is string crossing. So how do we do spiccato on string crossing? This Mozart excerpt that I had, I think it's a perfect example when you are playing this one. So here you can start by playing détaché and a little bit slower, so and then try faster. And I think the secret ingredients here is to keep the same pressure no matter which string you're going to. So you need to feel like your bow is having exactly the same contact point and you're having this gentle press, gentle touch into the string, but it's the same no matter where you go. So try that one with a little bit slower détaché. And then faster tempo. And eventually you get this feeling of the bow, where is it going? So I'm like thinking that you have to create some kind of a mental map how your bow is going. So it's like going from D to G, A, then D, then E. So it's like, what kind of movement is your bow doing? So it's going from here, then here and here. And it's very important that you use very small movements, and your upper arm and forearm are almost not moving, especially not the upper arm. So the forearm is just making very gentle movements, and when you go, it's not so much on the G string, so you can just play the same level on the G string as you are on A string. So it's, you can be very easily here with your elbow, so don't go up when you have to play the G string. So the secret is the same pressure and almost the same level of your arm, very slow movement of the forearm and mostly wrist. My tip on how to practice this, not only this excerpt that I'm playing now, but also other pieces, is to play 3 times on each note, because then you get the correct bow. So it's like, so it's, that's the reason playing 3s, because you want to play the correct bow. So and then you can choose very easy scales and etudes to practice on spiccato. If you want just to concentrate on doing spiccato well, just take Szewczyk Opus 3 or a scale, play 3 times on every note on the scale, and then you can try it on your difficult pieces that you are playing at the moment. Okay, that was all for today. I hope that I cover most of the difficulties for spiccato. And one more thing I wanted to mention is that if you feel that regardless of everything you just cannot make the bow to jump, your problem can be that you didn't find the correct spot on your bow, like the sweet spot where it jumps, and the sounding point of your bow as well. And also try with a tilt, maybe that will help. So sounding point and the tilt, the correct tilt, may help you to jump with the bow. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my video, please give me thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in my next